This Halloween, we wanted to do something special and honor all of the great bad guys out there. From print to film, our pop culture is saturated with iconic antagonists, so we wanted to pick 10 baddies from a host of various media that are near and dear to our hearts. So tonight, we present you with an all-new Geekgasm segment that we have dubbed All Hallows Evil. Our first baddie is perhaps the greatest embodiment of the quintessential bully, and that is Back to the Future's Biff Tannen. Biff's villainy really ran the gamut from benign schoolyard tactics to literally becoming the Lex Luthor of Hill Valley in the alternate 1985. Biff was seriously a bad dude. I mean, think back for a second. If George McFly didn't intervene when he did, good old Biff would have totally raped Lorraine. Yep, attempted rape in a family film. Thank you, Robert Zemeckis.
I think you got the wrong car, McFly.
Ninth on our list is Inspector Gadget's Dr. Claw. Few animated villains inspired such mystique and aura as this homage to great Bond baddies. His iconic voice resonates deep within our memories, and his steel gauntlet, petting his faithful pet Mad Cat, is probably the first thing you think about when you hear the name. Fans of the cartoon, more than anything, wanted to see this villain's face, and though it was never revealed in the series, a year later it was unveiled in a line of action figures, and it was quite the kick to the childhood nethers. Seriously, the guy looks like a kitty fucker with Bell's palsy.
Make sure you stretch out those creamy hamstrings.
If you have not seen The Usual Suspects by now, then you don't deserve to not have it spoiled for you, because you are a total tit. But in the interest of fairness, I'll be vague. Number 8 on our list is Kaiser Soze. The whole film sets up the legend of this badass character, and the closing minutes remain one of the greatest reveals in movie history. Fucking epic. Now go watch Usual Suspects. After this episode, of course. Or I'll kill you. It being Halloween, it seems fitting to honor the holiday's Shatner-masked patriarch in the 7th slot. Of all the slasher movie mascots, Michael Myers is king. Not only was he one of the first icons of this horror subgenre, he was also one of the best. The blank, white, ghastly visage emerging out of the darkness was enough to fill your diaper and then some. Michael Myers was the perfect exercise in terrifying evil and violence in the original 1978 film. Disney has no shortage of iconic villains. The Evil Queen, the Wicked Stepmother, Ursula, Maleficent, the list goes on and on. However, there is one who stands high above the rest. One who traumatized us as children and brought many a tear to our fat, tiny faces. And for many of us, it was probably our first experience with loss. That's right. I'm talking about the motherfucking son of a bitch who shot and killed Bambi's mom. Few elements of childhood were as emotionally scarring, and that is why this venison-loving, trophy-mounting sack of shit is sitting pretty on our 6th spot. Not on the makeup. Coming in at number 5 is the enemy of Italian plumbers everywhere, and the King Koopa himself, Bowser. Bowser is video game royalty. It is a true rarity to find a video game villain who is just as recognizable as a title hero. Bowser's desire to rule the Mushroom Kingdom is as unwavering as his obsession with Princess Peach.
Don't move fast!
Is it wrong that I want Nicolas Cage to voice Bowser in a future game or movie to purely hear him creepily state that he could eat a peach for hours? I'm a dirty motherfucker. Number 4 sees another fan favorite from the world of gaming, Final Fantasy VII's Sephiroth. Sephiroth is an exercise in complete badassery, the overpowered ancient with glowing green eyes. Watching him walk through the burning village of Nibelheim still gives me chills many years later. Ugh. Of all video game villains, the dude looked the part. Long silvery hair, check. Giant floating black coat with giant shoulder pads, a check. 6-foot-long sword that only he can wield, fucking check. Let's not forget that the dude wastes one of your main characters by the end of disc 1. That is not supposed to fucking happen! All the work that you put into Aerith goes to shit because she gets fucking impaled! Now that is some evil shit! Anytime you see a villain list, there is always a Star Wars character at the very top, and usually it's Darth Vader. Now, we had AC wrestle with that. Not because Vader wasn't an iconic villain, but because in many of our eyes, his definite redemption at the end of Return of the Jedi was his legacy. We can't help but feel that we never got to see the character at his most evil and top form because of how shittily he was handled in the prequels. So, we decided to choose another character from the series that we thought fit what a villain can be. So, number 3, Jar Binks. Some villains you love to hate, and some you just clearly hate. Yes, of course, I fully realize that he is technically not a villain, but he is so universally loathed that he might as well be. To quote Simon Pegg's character Tim in the sitcom Spaced, Jar Jar makes the Ewoks look like Shaft. Now, if that doesn't clearly convey the evil at work here, I don't know what will. Our second to last baddie is the original arch-nemesis, Professor Moriarty. In every way as brilliant as the great Sherlock Holmes, Professor Moriarty could be considered the original supervillain. It can be agreed that most adversarial relationships in modern literature, cinema, and hell, pop culture in general, can be attributed to the Holmes-Moriarty dynamic. If you have not seen the BBC series Sherlock yet, then go fucking put your head on a train track. The portrayal of Moriarty by Andrew Scott is one of the most dynamic depictions of the criminal mastermind. From one criminal genius to another, we close our salute to villains with our number 1, our ace of knaves, the Joker. Jenny, of course you would put the Joker as number 1. So obvious. To you I say, eat a shit. For fuck's sake, don't talk to me about obvious, okay? I put frickin' Kaiser Soze on the list, you scaly twat. Yes, Joker is number 1. And yes, it's obvious. But it's the fucking Joker. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Number 1 on any countdown, no matter what it's about, should be either Batman or the Joker. The Joker is the king of all villains. He is the purest symbol of anarchic evil. He is the antithesis to what the Batman stands for. He is the benchmark for all villains in pop culture. And I'm going to be so bold to pull a John Lennon here and say that the Joker is bigger than Satan. Sorry to all my satanic friends out there, but it's true. I hope you guys don't go out and burn your Geekgasm shirts and Jenny action figures now. Unfortunately, it is now time for me to bid you all farewell. I have a pumpkin patch to spend the rest of my night in. I have a really good feeling about this year's Halloween, I really do. And everyone who has ever trolled me shall rue the day, for I, the keeper of the great pumpkin, shall summon the squashy beast to hollow the insides of my adversaries and stick lighted candles up their asses per my own amusement. Sorry, this whole villain appreciation thing got me into monologuing. Well, until next time, stay geeky, my friends. She'll be my 0 for today, yes. Yes, you, my dear pet. We are going to dominate the world together, do you understand? Do you understand me, Delilah? Are you done listening to my plans? I don't really have plans. I just like to whisper in your ear. Creep out neighbors again. This is fun.